What's good, world? Cat back at it again with another video, here to review another haircut. We back with another review, with another critique, with another dissection. Back to see how these barbers is doing these people out here in these streets. About to check out this 4thKen video. 521 subscribers. Must be doing something right. Must be doing something right. The 4thKen. Let's get it.
Kind of cut, you want to do the same thing? High taper? Yeah. Cool. Trim the beard down too? Yeah. Gotcha. Let's do it. Alright, YouTube, so the first steps that I'm going to do is I'm going to pin his hair up. So at first, I pinned it up with clips. Sometimes the clips can be a little stiff, especially if the person just got a fresh retwist. I kind of recommend my clients to, if they're getting their hair done, braids, if they're getting it locked up, in this case he has twists, I like cutting them 1 or 2 days after the retwist, because you know, afro hair after retwist tends to be very stiff, especially if they use
I don't know who this person is, because I've really never even seen him before, but afro hair, that's hilarious. I guess you could call it afro hair. Afro hair? He goes down with the clippers when he's getting closer to where the locks is at. That's important because you don't really want to cut into the locks. It's a safer way to get that hair down without cutting into the locks. If you notice, he's going up with the 1.5 and down with the 1. When you go with the grain, which essentially means going in the same direction as the hair is growing, it leaves the hair a little bit longer than when you go against the grain. So when you're going up with a 1.5, going down with a 1 is equivalent to that.
You know, afro hair after retwist tends to be very stiff, especially if they use a lot of grease.
I don't think anybody's using grease in any locks. Grease is not something that is typically used in locks. Gel or some type of product that has a strong hold, grease is not it. But I understand what you mean. I'm jogging, you definitely don't have afro hair.
Especially if they do it in this style, like the twist. So I told him, come like a day or two, let it kind of marinate, you know? So
I mean, I respect that. I don't think it's necessary though.
We're gonna give him a high taper. As you guys saw, his hairline was crazy. I've been cutting him for years, since like, I want to say 2021, 2020. And we always push his hairline back in the corners just to kind of make it more straight, because he has like a rainbow hairline. So I explained to you guys the 3 types of hairlines typically.
He knows how to use his corners. When you're cutting curly hair, you definitely want to use those corners to get up underneath and catch them curls that are trying to hide. I would suggest using a finer tooth comb when you're fading in detail like this. A wider tooth comb is better for when you're detangling and stuff. But once you have the hair down and you're trying to keep it brushed down, fine tooth comb is a little better for that.
There are some rare cases where you kind of got, you know, more than 3 types, but so to start off the high taper, we're gonna start on the sides. It's very easy to fade, in my opinion. Any texture, very, very easy.
You can really see as he's going through with his corners how it's really starting to get rid of some of those dark spots.
After I finish my taper, I'm gonna blend his beard in. We like to trim it down to like a 2, 2.5. And we're gonna do the same thing on this side. Now, I believe it's very important to go to the to your loctician or your braider before the haircut.
I agree with that.
Tell you why. They'll be able to take any new growth and bring it up into your twists or your braids or your locks. Whereas if you go to the barber first, all that new growth will kind of get disguised with the hair that we cut, and we'll just chop away. And I'm not gonna say it's the barber's fault or the braider's fault. It will be the client's fault at that point.
The client typically doesn't know any better. So it is on the barber or the loctician to inform the client on which one to do first. I do agree that your locks should be retwisted or your braids should be done before you get a haircut so that the stylist or loctician could catch all the hair that they're going to catch up in that braid or in them locks before you start cutting. But if somebody comes to me before they go to their retwist or their braid appointment, I'm typically going to clip the hair that needs to go in the braid away so that it's not getting cut on accident. It's just being knowledgeable about what type of style your client is about to go get and understanding where in the hairline you need to put hair away and what parts you need to cut.
But an experienced barber like myself, I would know, like, all right, this is new growth. The cut wouldn't look good though at the end. Like, it would be sharp, but the actual style would look weird until after they get it retwisted again. So I always tell my clients, get it retwisted first or rebraided, whatever, and then come to me.
I don't think that it necessarily is going to look weird if the barber knows what they're doing and if the hairstylist knows what they're doing.
That way, you get your retwist, you get your cut, and then you good. Then you go out. So I like to take this area down lower in him, just because so it can last longer.
That's a lot of bulk. That's still a lot of bulk over there around the ear. If you look in this area right here, this is nice and faded. And then right up in here, this is still curly hair that's hiding up in there. That's creating all of those dark spots, which means you need to take that even lower.
Same thing with this side. You just want to be careful you don't cut into the twist.
Look at all of this bulk. All of this bulk. You see the fade all up in here? Nice. Fade all up in here? Nice. Bulk. All up in here. Nah, bruh. You need to go against the grain on that. You need to go against the grain on that and brush it back down until that's smooth.
At all. Like, you want to avoid that area, but you still want to smooth it down near the tops, where that area of separation begins.
I do like the way that he's cleaning up around the ear and the neckline. I like how careful he's going around it.
You don't want to leave that part puffy or free-handed, because then you'll risk cutting into it. So as you can see, his hairline's crazy.
Bruh.
Especially once I cut it down, you'll see that it's in a rainbow shape. So it's light in the middle and very dense in the corners. So what I do is I'm going to take a 2, right, on the whole hairline, and then take a 1 at the very top of it. I won't take the 1 down, but I'll just take the 1 at the top.
Bro, there's still mad hair in here that need to be cut. Look at all of this. Nah, bro. Nah. Respectfully. A 2 is too big of a guard for the hairline. Unless there's a... Yeah, nah. Take all of this on down with that 1 guard. You can leave it open. Take it down. Smoothing it out. But you don't need to be lining this up yet until all of this is taken down, bro. Because now you're going to have a sharp line right here with a fro still sitting here. This is crazy.
to leave it dark. Start in the middle. And notice how I'm still gonna give it an arc. I'm still gonna give it an arc, but not an
arc?
Aggressive arc. Or arch, if you guys know what I'm saying.
Okay, we feel you.
So you don't want to manipulate the actual shape of the hairline. You just
look at all of this. Still, all of this still need to be detailed. And this, what is this? Oh.
You just want to kind of not bend it, but you just want to play with it, you know? Like, this is different terms. You just want to play with it.
Bro, who are you?
Now I'm going to spray some enhancements, mainly in the middle of his hairline, to give it a dark appearance. And then I'm going to finish taking down his beard.
No, bro. No. Can't spray enhancements on that. This is what I meant in the other video that I did where I said people be using their enhancements to hide their imperfections, bro, because there's still all of this bulk that needed to be cut before you sprayed that, my boy.
To give it a dark appearance. And then I'm gonna finish taking down his beard. Now every client's different. Some of my clients don't like their mustache super thin, but his mustache obviously is in a thinner shape, so we do it real thin. So I start at the bottom, on his bottom of the mustache, and then I'll flip the clipper over, the trimmer over, and do the top. Shout out Easy Blade. You can go to their website and use my promo code.
You didn't even show us you doing the top of the lip. What happened?
The4thKen. If you guys want to purchase anything off the website. So razors, blades, shave gel, shave oil, they got all that. So check them out. I'm going to stretch the skin. I'm not looking to get a white line or an ash line or none of that. I've just kind of grown past that. I focus more on shape.
But with the white line, it is helpful because you create that white line. And then when you go to the other side, you use the mirror to use that white line as a guideline for where the other side needs to be at. And sometimes it's hard to see from the mirror when you don't have that ash line. So you create that ash line as a guide. When you turn them straight on, you see both ash lines. You're able to see, where did it line up at? Is it lined up? Is it even on both sides? If not, I can move it down some. So the ash line is actually really helpful. I have been cutting since 2003 and I still use the ash line as a guide.
Yeah, just shape, you know, it's more important. We're gonna clean up his unibrow.
I never used a clipper to clean up the unibrow. A razor is going to make that unibrow cut last the longest. You use a clipper on that, it's gonna grow back in 2 days.
Look at the hairline, nice and crispy. Still got a little arch to it.
The hairline itself is nice and crispy, but there's hair that's curly up there that's still needed to be cut that never got cut.
But notice how it's balanced. I told you guys, it's more important to have a balanced hairline than for it to be super straight. Not every hairline is going to be straight. You don't want every hairline to be straight. As long as...
Because the light is positioned where it's at, it's really hard to see the haircut fully. You want the camera to be right there where the light is at so that we can really see the haircut. But I know a few minutes ago I was able to see the details of this cut where you left a lot of bulk up here and you left a lot of bulk behind the ear. Some of that needed to still be cut down for this to be a finished cut.
Because it's symmetrical and balanced on each side. So this is how he came in and this is how he's leaving. I'm telling y'all, get y'all retwist for the barber and go to the barber.
Bro, this right here is being hidden by this enhancements that he sprayed over it. But this, no. You're telling people that they need to get their retwist first so that you know what hair you need to cut. This is part of the hair that you needed to cut. It's still too long. He gonna go home. He gonna shower eventually. When he washes his face or when he washes his hair, these enhancements is gonna go away. And what's gonna be left is all of this hair that didn't get cut. And when you take a shower and you wash this, it's not laying down anymore. Now so it's gonna be more obvious. It's gonna look like he never got a cut. Also, the locks is hanging down now, so it's covering the bulk that you didn't cut. So we're only able to see the taper, which is nicely cut. I mean, that fade is nice, but still some bulk right here, all of this hair right here.
I'm telling y'all. How long you think you want to take it? Do you want to do like a fade or a taper?
I want it to be faded.
Faded all around?
Yeah, okay. All around. I need a nice fade.
Okay.
But I ain't gonna see that bald spot, right? I mean, bald.
I'm gonna try my best to cover it up. Like, I'm gonna mask it. You know the part of my videos where I'm spraying?
Yeah.
That lasts, like...
Oh, you gonna be up?
Yeah. And I can spray, like, even the light spots, and that lasts.
That'd be the best, right?
Let's see what you're gonna do to this man.
Yep. Alright, YouTube, so today my client has a light spot in his hairline. He has a couple light spots, so today the goal is to cover it up. I started with my one, and I took down this part of his head, but then I realized it was too low. So what I did was I switched to my 2-guard and then took everything else down. Now, I was glad I...
Whoa. If you watched my previous videos, before I go down to the lower level, I start with the higher level. Man said he went down to a 1 and realized it was too low. Well, by then it's too late, my boy. It's too late. It's already too low. If you think you're going to take it down to a 1, start with a 1.5 or a 2. So that you're able to see what is this hair going to do when I cut it down to this level before I cut it to a lower level. Because once you cut it to the lower level, my boy, it's too late. You never start with the 1 if you're going to end with the 1. Start with the higher guards, especially with curly hair.
Started in the back because if I would have started at the top, it would have been too late.
It was already too late because you just said it was too low. Yo, this is not how you approach a haircut at all, respectfully. All due respect for this man's, but this is not. The reality is you cut the hair too low before you were ready to. And that's why it's important to start with the higher guards and make your way down so you can really see what the hair is going to do as you continue to cut it. Especially if it's your first time cutting a person's hair, you really don't know how the hair is going to react to you cutting it. So starting higher gives you an opportunity to really analyze what the hair is going to do as you go lower.
So whenever I'm unsure, I kind of start towards the back.
No, start with a higher guard.
Taking down the hair just to kind of gauge what it's going to look like. And since he's getting a fade, it didn't matter if we took too much off the sides because we were going to fade it anyway.
I mean, I guess. I don't recommend anybody approach a haircut in that way. I also don't think that it's necessary to go with the grain on somebody's hair unless they specifically ask you to. If you ask them, like, do you want me to go with the grain or against the grain? Like, that's typically one of the questions that I ask in the beginning before I start cutting, because I'm trying to go evenly around the head, cut it all down to one level. When you go with the grain, sometimes it's a little patchy because it's curly hair and you're cutting with the grain, which is laying the hair down and not actually cutting all of the hair.
And the 2 is a good length for him because his hair is very spacey and it cuts a little patchy. So with hair like this, it's super easy to fade. You're gonna see that the fade's gonna come out like butter. And right here, I'm just kind of grazing off his head. I'm not digging in to make it appear lighter than what it is. I'm not digging. And I'm gonna start the fade right below his occipital bone. His occipital bone is right there. Now, I was unsure of what we were gonna do in terms of like C-cups, but I went ahead and made the decision like...
One thing I wouldn't recommend is you making the decision for your client. In the end, this is your client's haircut, not yours. You know, you want to consult with your client through every step. So, if you are unsure what to do with the C-cup, you talk to your client like, hey, for this part of your hair, do you really want it to be a dark, defined C cup right here, or do you want to fade that out? Do you care if you're able to see the line or not? Those are questions you want to ask your client, because your client is the one who has to walk around with this haircut. So you don't get to make the decision for them.
It would look better without C-cups.
He decided it would look better without the C cup. He decided that.
Now, he told me he had a wedding. The very next day, he needed the sauce, so I'm gonna bottom him out right under that. And this was kind of my goal when I started cutting hair. I always wanted to be where I'm at today, you know. Cutting hair, but mainly doing videos. This is my true passion, making content for you guys. I love it. It's amazing. I have more freedom. I can express my creativity. It's amazing. It's a win-win for everyone. And I'm also a special occasion barber, so I love it. I like not seeing people every week. It can get overwhelming in regards to conversation. And there's such thing as getting too close to your clients too. Like, you can get too close to your clients and then they start treating you like a friend. Nah, I'm not with that. So
What? Yo, this person is funny as hell, bro. Cause what? I love having a relationship with my clients. I love having a friendship with my clients. That's what creates sustainability in this career. Because it's not only about the haircuts. It's about the relationship that you build with the person who is in charge of your hair. And relationships like that are important, and that's what keeps people coming back, is that friendship that you guys build over time. As you see them every week, you know, they're sharing personal details of their lives with you. Yeah, like, that's a friendship. Ugh, Ken.
look at the fade. Since his hair is so spacey, it just fades easy. I'm gonna do the same thing to this side. And when I'm recording, I usually like to fade in sections. And last but not least, I like to connect it towards the back. So even though I do fade in sections, I do the sides, both sides, and then I'll do the back.
It's a nice fade, clean, you know. I like the transition. Not bad.
Due to his hair being spacey, especially once we cut it off, you see how it's like sticking up? I'm gonna add some foam. What this foam's gonna do is lay it down, make it look nice and neat for the wedding tomorrow. I'm gonna brush it in first, and as you can see, it's like, it looks like I used a lot. Just wipe away the excess, apply a do-rag, put high heat on it for a few seconds, and then kind of let it marinate. Move on to something else. So that's when I like to take my time to do the facial hair, when I have a do-rag applied to my client's head.
You just want to be careful when you're applying heat to people's hair. You want to use a heat protectant, because when people have 4C hair or 3BC, 4ABC hair, like, that hair is delicate. You want to make sure that you're protecting it from the heat. So a heat protectant spray along with that would also help to protect the integrity of the hair and the curls.
And all he wanted was a simple goatee, so that's what we're gonna do. Now this wasn't a part of my free haircut series, and he still let me record, so shout out to him. For the hairline, once you take that do-rag off, it's gonna be a little greasy because you just used some wave foam, and wave foam is typically greasy. Wipe it down with a little bit of alcohol, and then spray a little bit of hairspray and start in the middle. Now his hairline obviously has noticeable light spots in each corner. I'm gonna just make a ghost line going over that, and he still has some pretty strong vertical bars. So I'm gonna make sure my line's set in crispy without enhancements first.
Yeah, this is the tricky part about doing a hairline when it's really thin on certain parts of the front. You kind of have to assume where the hair would be if it was there, and put the line where you see the hairline is supposed to be, rather than following where the hairline is. You don't want to push it too far back. You really want to start in the middle and bring it across and create a line where you don't see a line. And that's what he means by a ghost line.
And then I'm gonna just walk that line to the other side. Once the line's set in,
see how he's spraying it from the side of the client's head? I would have stood in front of the client and sprayed it from the front of the client's head into the cut, so that the spray lays across the fade rather than getting splatted straight on it.
and then we can apply enhancements. Now this lasts anywhere between 2 to 4 days if taken care of properly.
Also, you don't really want to put the airbrush that close to the client's head. You want to pull it back a little bit and spray it from a distance so that it's evenly distributing the color, rather than spraying the color right on the one spot.
I think it'll last the best if you wear a do-rag, especially if you're rocking like a wavy style like this.
Because I say that because you're spraying it in that one spot, but the rest of the top of his head is still light and patchy. And so in order to make it look like a concise transition between enhancements and no enhancements, you really want to spray it at a certain angle so the hair is sort of falling over the hair all the way going back. You know, it's not just spray here, spray here, spray here, spray here. If that person is sitting down and you're looking at them from the top, you're gonna see where the enhancements are and when they're not, where the enhancement is and where the enhancements is not. But if you spray it at a certain angle and you allow the spray to sort of fall all over the hair in this area, all around, you'll be able to evenly distribute that color around the head. And now it won't matter what angle you're looking from, because that color is literally covering the whole top of the head.
Now we're gonna spray it darker in the corners just so it can match up with the rest of his hairline. And I think it came out perfect. He also asked me for the pencil, which I was shocked by. A lot of OGs don't know about that, but shout out to EasyBladeShavingProducts.com. Head over to the website and use my code. It's on the screen, The4thKen. You can get a 10% discount. I'm gonna apply a little bit of shave gel to his mustache to get it more crispy. And look at the fade and lineup.
You do not want to use the bottle that the shaving cream comes in and put it directly on your client's face, because that is a bottle that you will continue to use on other clients, and you don't want to contaminate the bottle with someone else's germs. It's important for you to use something else to put the product on the client so that you can continue to have this product to use for other clients. You use that bottle, the nozzle of that bottle directly on that person's face. Now you can't use that on somebody else.
I think it came out dope. I still see some light spots, or some dark spots. I'm gonna show you guys a quick technique that I like to use. So I grab my feather razor. This is usually for like white people, typically. I lost it. So you guys see what I'm doing was light spot. I applied some fibers and then a little bit of semi-permanent dye.
Drop a comment. Let's show my aunt our appreciation for this gift.
Okay, so the man's done put enhancements on the front of the hairline right here, right here, right here, and then right here. So you tell me, if this man is outside in the sun and he's sitting down and people can see the top of his head, what do you think they gonna see? Comment down below what you think they gonna see if he's sitting outside and the sun is bright, highlighting his scalp. What people are gonna see? They gonna see a patch of hair color right here, a patch of color right here, patch of color right here, and everything else is still gonna be light spots and dark spots.
Lost it. So you guys see what I'm doing was light spot. I applied some fibers and then a little bit of semi-permanent dye. So this is how my client came in, and this is how he's leaving. Crispy.
And it does look nice. It looks nice from this angle. It looks nice from the side angle, and it looks like it's a nice cut all around. But just those little things that I would have corrected, honestly.
New to the channel, hit the like button and subscribe.
It's a clean fade. It's a clean fade. But you see some little dark spots up in here. You know why? Because this is curly hair. And you went with the grain on this. Because you went with the grain on this, you didn't catch some of these curls that are sitting up in here hiding. This would have been a much cleaner cut if you would have went against the grain and got some of these dark spots.
It's your boy 4 and I'm out. What's good, YouTube? It's your boy.
Well, I watched 2 cuts by The4thKen, and there was a few things I was highly disappointed with. But ultimately, the haircuts at the end didn't look so bad. I mean, the transitions was good. The fading technique was there. Some things that I would change about how I do the enhancements. But overall, the end result is still a nice result. And ultimately, that's how it be. You know, everybody has a different technique. Everybody cuts hair differently and approaches a haircut differently. But in the end, sometimes the haircut still comes out just as good. Or maybe it could be a little better in some spots, but for the most part, you get the job done. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know yet how I feel. Maybe I'll do another reaction video to the rest of these haircuts in this video. But for right now, the 2 haircuts that I watched, I feel like it's some things that I was a little confused by. And it's some things that I agreed with and some things that I didn't agree with. So, I mean, ultimately, what can I say? Some things I would do differently, but the end result was still nice. You feel me? So, hey. That's my reaction for the 4thKen. 521 subscribers. My boy has been going ham. But even with 521 subscribers, I'm watching these cuts and I still am confused by some of the ways in which he attacked these cuts. And that's how it is. So, your girl Kat is on her way out. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. This is my reaction to the 4thKen's haircuts. I hope y'all like the things that I had to share. I hope y'all appreciate my critique. But that's it. That's all. That's it. That's all. Me not have no more to say. Me done. Alright, y'all. Hope y'all have a good day. Keep practicing them cuts. Always a way to get better. Alright, that's it. That's all. I'm out. Peace.